Let's take a closer look at Rachel Zegler, the actress cast by Disney to portray Snow White, and the controversial comments and actions that have led to public backlash against her. Zegler has become a focal point of criticism for her outspoken views, which have included calling for the cancellation of actor Jeremy Renner, labeling him a transphobic racist, and expressing hostility toward J.K. Rowling. She has also made derogatory remarks about former actress Gina Carano regarding her pronoun usage, suggesting that all conservatives are inherently racist and white supremacist. In the midst of this drama, Zegler has also expressed a desire to enter the Marvel Universe, saying, "I would love a job, that's all I have to say." Yet, many feel her comments and behavior have alienated her audience. Every time she steps into the limelight, it seems she brings with her an air of insufferability that makes it difficult for some to engage with her. It's been quite a while since we've seen someone evoke such strong dislike, and it's not just a recent phenomenon. Back in 2019, Zegler harshly criticized Jeremy Renner, known for his beloved role as Hawkeye, amidst a highly publicized custody battle with his ex-wife, Sonny Pacho. This attack was not an isolated incident. Her pattern of inflammatory remarks stretches back several years, particularly her recent comments at the D23 Expo regarding her role in Snow White. For many, Zegler's behavior raises questions about her motives. After all, Renner's legal troubles were already a source of contention, with Pacho accusing him of severe misconduct, including claims of drug abuse and threats to her safety. Zegler's public comments seemed less like an act of solidarity for victims of domestic violence and more like a personal vendetta against Renner, especially given the lack of proven evidence against him. Her timing and intensity have sparked outrage, as Renner was seen receiving a standing ovation at the People's Choice Awards in 2023, an indication that his fan base remains intact, even amid the controversy surrounding him. Moreover, the allegations made by Pacho were serious. She claimed that Renner threatened both her life and their daughter Ava's safety, asserting that he even fired a gun into the ceiling while Ava was sleeping. However, representatives for Renner have categorically denied these claims, arguing that they are one-sided and aimed at achieving sole custody of their daughter. They insist that Renner's focus has always been on Ava's well-being, maintaining that the claims made by Pacho are exaggerations and dramatizations designed to serve her own interests. Despite this, Zegler didn't hold back. She jumped into the fray, calling for Renner's removal from his role as Hawkeye, which many interpret as a move to promote her own career while undermining his. Her remarks about wanting to be the new Hawkeye and her insistence that the role should be filled by a trans person of color drew both support and ire. Critics argue that Zegler's approach is emblematic of a broader trend in Hollywood, where accusations can be weaponized to advance one's agenda. The complexities surrounding the custody battle have only added fuel to the fire. While Pacho's accusations garnered media attention and significant backlash against Renner, it's worth noting that the court did not find enough evidence to take action against him, resulting in a legal victory when a judge denied Pacho's request for a drug test. As the battle continues, Zegler's actions serve as a reminder of. Rachel Zegler's recent remarks have drawn considerable scrutiny, primarily due to their apparent lack of foundation and context. Many critics argue that her uncritical support of unverified accusations against prominent figures in the entertainment industry comes across as not only irrational but also as an audacious attempt to interject herself into a complex situation where her voice was neither warranted nor welcomed. The volatile nature of celebrity culture, where public opinions can shift dramatically based on the narratives that are presented and the perceived motivations behind them. In a landscape where accusations can lead to serious consequences, the case of Jeremy Renner illustrates the complexities involved. His standing ovation suggests that many still support him, despite the ongoing media frenzy. Meanwhile, Rachel Zegler's attempt to position herself as a champion for justice in this scenario appears more self-serving than altruistic, raising questions about the ethics of public commentary in the face of serious accusations. In the world of Hollywood, where the stakes are high and the public eye is ever watchful, navigating these turbulent waters remains an ongoing challenge for those in the spotlight. Compounding the issue is the fact that her target, actor Jeremy Renner, has managed to weather the storm of allegations against him, ultimately emerging from the legal tumult with his reputation largely intact. Renner's poised and measured response to the media scrutiny has worked in his favor. Instead of engaging in a back-and-forth exchange with Zegler or escalating the drama, he succinctly remarked in an interview, "I don't respond publicly or privately to nonsense." He further elaborated that responding to such controversies only serves to fuel them, stating, "I don't fuel fires, I refuse to." While he did not name Zegler directly, his comments were interpreted by many as a pointed critique of her actions, leading to a significant backlash against her. The public's reaction to Zegler's comments was swift and unforgiving. Many questioned her motives for inserting herself into such a delicate legal matter, especially when the allegations involved serious accusations that had yet to be substantiated. This raises eyebrows considering her own recent controversy surrounding Disney's Snow White, a film she was meant to front. Fans noted the irony of her attacking Disney, given that she was under scrutiny for the very role that was supposed to be her redemption narrative within the company. In the same vein, Zegler's performance in Snow White has been widely criticized, leaving her with a tarnished reputation that contrasts sharply with the ideal of modernity she purported to represent. Her choice to publicly criticize the original 1937 film, deeming it problematic for its focus on a love story, only deepened the divide. She infamously labeled the prince a weird stalker Moreover, Zegler's pattern of divisive behavior extends beyond Snow White and Star Wars. Her repeated negative remarks about beloved source material have raised questions about her overall attitude toward the projects she's involved in. In an industry that thrives on passion, collaboration, and a deep respect for the stories being told, Zegler's dismissive comments have caused some to label her as unprofessional, being the very essence of a character cherished by generations of audiences. By denouncing the original narrative while simultaneously trying to reclaim the role, Zegler risks alienating the very fan base that Disney hoped to attract with its modern retelling. Despite the backlash that followed her remarks on Snow White, Rachel Zegler again found herself at the center of controversy when she suggested that her initials, RZ, should qualify her for a role in the Star Wars universe. In a surprising and somewhat puzzling statement, she attempted to draw a connection between her initials and the designation of the fictional RZ-1, a winged starfighter, arguing that this should land her the role of Poe Dameron's mother. While enthusiasm for the Star Wars franchise is widespread among actors and fans alike, Zegler's reasoning was met with skepticism, to say the least. Many viewed her argument as a weak and far-fetched ploy to latch onto another major franchise, particularly in light of the firestorm she sparked with her Snow White comments. The Star Wars universe is renowned for its rich narrative history and meticulous casting, often choosing actors based on their ability to bring depth, complexity, and nuance to the characters they portray. The franchise is home to legendary performances, with roles earned through a combination of talent, passion, and an understanding of the cultural and thematic significance of the galaxy's stories. Zegler's attempt to argue her eligibility based on a mere coincidence of initials was not only seen as trivializing the casting process, but also indicative of a deeper disconnect between the actress and the core principles that guide such casting decisions. Fans of Star Wars who are known for their deep emotional investment in the lore swiftly took to social media, ridiculing her reasoning. The general consensus seemed to be that Zegler's argument lacked sincerity, and many questioned whether she truly understood what it means to be part of such an iconic universe. This felt more like a frantic grasp for relevance than a genuine love for the Star Wars mythology, leaving many to wonder if Zegler fully grasps the nuances of her profession and the responsibilities that come with major franchise roles. Her divisive statements regarding Snow White only compounded the issue, creating a narrative that Zegler may be becoming a liability for Disney rather than an asset. Her dismissive attitude towards Snow White, one of Disney's most cherished classics, sparked outrage from both fans and industry insiders. Zegler's public remarks, including her criticism of the original film's themes and her casual disregard for its historical significance, have alienated many of the very fans who had once supported her. Disney, a company that has built its empire on maintaining a family-friendly, fan-centric image, now faces a major PR dilemma as the star of their highly anticipated Snow White remake continues to make headlines for all the wrong reasons. Insiders within Disney are reportedly growing increasingly concerned that Zegler's controversial public image could undermine the entire project before it even hits theaters. The Snow White remake, a film intended to honor Disney's first ever animated feature, carries a budget exceeding $300 million, a hefty investment in what was expected to be a major cinematic event. However, with Zegler's negative comments continuing to generate backlash, there are real fears that her involvement could severely impact the film's box office performance. In an era where social media can make or break a movie, the optics surrounding Zegler's public persona have become a ticking time bomb for Disney. This growing perception could damage her reputation not just with audiences, but also with filmmakers and studios, many of whom prioritize working with actors who are both talented and easy to collaborate with. Hollywood is known for being forgiving when it comes to personal controversies, but only to a point. When an actor's behavior begins to overshadow their performances or makes them more of a headache than a draw, their career prospects can take a severe hit. Zegler's current trajectory is beginning to show signs of just that. The stakes are incredibly high for Zegler. Not only does she risk alienating herself from two of the biggest franchises in entertainment, but her future in Hollywood might also be hanging in the balance. With so many other talented actresses waiting in the wings eager to take on the next big role and to do so with enthusiasm, respect, and humility, Zegler's chances of being cast in future high-profile projects could be slipping away. Unless she makes a significant course correction, apologizes for her missteps, and shows a willingness to learn from her mistakes, her career may face serious challenges. It's clear that Zegler has the talent to succeed, but if she continues to create friction with both fans and industry insiders, she may find herself on the outside looking in. For now, it remains uncertain whether Zegler can recover from this string of controversies. There is still a possibility for redemption, as audiences are often willing to forgive public figures who demonstrate genuine growth and humility. A sincere apology and a re-evaluation of how she engages with fans and franchises could go a long way in rebuilding her public image. However, if she continues down this path of dismissiveness and poorly thought-out statements, Zegler's once promising career might find itself in a precarious position, one that may be difficult to salvage in a competitive and unforgiving industry. Hollywood is notorious for its capacity for redemption, yet Zegler's growing list of public missteps has left industry insiders skeptical about her future opportunities. Her ongoing conflict with not just fans but also veteran industry figures paints a daunting picture for potential collaborations. In an industry that thrives on mutual respect and collaborative relationships, Zegler's tendency to disparage revered franchises like Snow White while courting the Star Wars universe is perceived as both ungrateful and unprofessional. Additionally, Zegler's previous jabs at other fan communities, specifically her criticisms of Hawkeye, have further alienated her from audiences. Marvel fans, known for their unwavering loyalty, have begun to express their dissatisfaction, calling for Disney to sever ties with her altogether. For someone already facing scrutiny, antagonizing such a formidable fan base is an unwise move, especially as it exacerbates her precarious position within Hollywood. As the dust settles on Zegler's mounting controversies, one burning question remains: will she ever regain her footing in the industry? Given the backlash and her seemingly oblivious approach to public relations, it appears increasingly unlikely that studios will be eager to cast her in future projects. For now, she has a considerable amount of work ahead of her to persuade studios that the potential benefits of hiring her outweigh the troubles that seem to follow. Unless she can navigate this challenging landscape effectively, Zegler's once promising career may be hanging by a thread, overshadowed by the storm of public opinion that continues to brew against her.